there's a ton of greenwashing here. The city wants to imply that you all don't know anything about the environment and that Parks knows better, even though they've sought no consult on this project. Sorry, I forgot what I was.
You're okay.
So the greenwashing. So they say that they're aware of the impacts, but they're not. I met with the city planner, or the architect for this site. He was unaware of the environmental impacts. And they keep pushing this narrative that removing a truck that comes in here every so often is this big offset. So the offsets are not equal, they're not commensurate. They don't cancel each other out. The trucks hardly ever come in here. There's trucks still going to be driving around the park as they do every day. While I was standing here with Andy Sheffer discussing this, a sweeper went right by us. A blower went right by us. Yep. 2 trucks traveled along the bluff trail. That's not going to stop. You know, where are we supposed to stop going into our driveways? It's a ridiculous false equivalency. They're also saying that they're going to mulch around the redwoods to help them, but these redwoods are doing amazing. Look at the size of them. It's just a whole lot of greenwashing because they don't have a plan. They don't have a work zone set up. They don't have an environmental review. They're consulting amongst themselves. That's why this is such a poor plan, because they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the environment, and they're expecting all of us to accept that explanation.
And to go away.
And to go away. This is this area is heavily used by raptors. It's the barn owls territory. They nest here. Babies fledged here. Over the summer, people saw them. So many people sent me pictures during the dog park thing. The baby owls are sitting right up here, looking right down in here. There's red-tailed hawks that have moved into the area. There's an eagle nest right down there. We have a pair of peregrine falcons that have started using this park. Both eagles and peregrines have been endangered species. They're not anymore, you know, and this is how we want to treat them, by pushing them further out. We have...
Yeah. They love these deer. They love these deer.
We had a deer show up. The patronus showed up the other day.
On the court.
He stood right over there. He walked along the edge and stood right there.
You guys have to get the deer footage.
If we have this level of noise and light pollution, all these things are going to go away. Light pollution is devastating for wildlife, especially migratory birds. We are in the middle of peak migration right now. We have the kind of weather that puts the cat over light and creates confusion and disorientation for migrating birds. They come out and they hit buildings. If you look at Chicago, just had a massive bird death. It also gives predators an unfair advantage. Night lighting. There's all kinds of studies. So it's not just about the wildlife, but I'm here to represent the wildlife. My first experience in Lincoln Park was soccer practice. I'm a recreator. I'm not against recreation. My family has a long history with Seattle Parks and Rec. We had the biggest track team in the history of Seattle for over a decade. And, you know, this park is a template for how I understand how recreation and natural spaces coexist because they're compatible. We hear children playing soccer right now. It's a great sound. They're laughing, they're exercising, but it's not annoying. It's a great sound.
It's not 70 decibels.
I can still hear the kinglets. I can still hear the chickadees.
And they are not out at 10 p.m. playing soccer.
They're not. It's these fields are seasonal use. They're not lit. This will be all day, every day. You won't be able to come into the park in this area and just get away.